Hello everyone and welcome to our presentation about linguistic variation types in the classroom. As future English teachers, it is essential to understand how different factors influence the way students use and learn language. In this video, each of us will explain one linguistic variable and connect it with a classroom example. Age is one of the most important variables that shape language learning. Younger learners usually produce short and simple sentences. For example, a child may say, I like dog, instead of I like dog because they are fun to play with. This shows that their grammar and vocabulary are still developing. In contrast, older learners can use more complex structures and richer vocabulary. A teenager, for instance, may say, I enjoy spending time with my dog because it helps me feel relaxed after school. These differences show how language becomes more detailed and sophisticated as students grow. For us as teachers, this means we must adapt our strategy to the age of learners. With children, songs, games, and repetition work best. With teenagers or adults, debates, projects, and discussions are more effective. Age directly affects how students learn and use English in the classroom.
Hello, teacher. My name is Genesis Herrera. I'm going to talk about gender. Gender refers to social and cultural roles, behaviors, and expectations that society assigns to individuals based on whether they are identified as male, female, or non-binary. In language, gender can influence the way the people speak, the words they choose, and even their interaction partners in a classroom. For instance, in a mixed gender classroom, boys may feel more comfortable speaking up or interacting, while girls may participate less or use more polite and indirect language. A teacher may notice that male students use more assertive language, while female students ask more questions and use softer expressions. Understanding gender variations is important because it helps teachers create an inclusive environment where all students feel comfortable expressing themselves. It also breaks stereotypes and encourage students to participate in the activities. Socioeconomic status. A person's social and economic positions based on income, education, and job, which affects vocabulary and communication. Example, students from higher income families may use more academic terms, while others may use simple or local expressions. For example, one student might say purchase and another might say buy, showing how backgrounds affect word choice. Recognizing these variations values all of ways of speaking and help teachers adapt their methods to support every learner without judgment. Thank you.
With regard to teacher, I'm Karen Lezano, and today I will explain two types of linguistic variation that we can observe in the classroom: sociolect and register. First, a sociolect is the way people according to their social group. For example, factors like age, gender, or social class can influence the words of expressions we use. In the classroom, we can notice sociolects when students from different backgrounds use different vocabulary for the same idea. For instance, one student might say cell phone, while another says mobile, but both mean the same idea. But their choice of word reflects their social environment. The relevance of sociolect is that teachers must be aware of this difference, so they can understand their students better and create inclusive communication. Second, our register. Our register refers to the way that we adapt our language depending on the classroom, the situation, or context. In other words, it's about formal or informal language use. For example, in class, a student might tell a friend "What's up?" during a break, but when they answer something to the teacher, they might say "Good morning, miss," sorry, and sometimes of words like this. The relevance of register in education is that it helps students learn when to use formal or informal language, which is an important communicative skill for both academic and professional settings. In conclusion, sociologists show the influence of social factors on how we speak, while register shows how we adapt language to the situation. Both are essential to understand linguistic diversity in the classroom.
Hi, Master. I am Miguel Tingo. I am going to talk briefly about two very important concepts in linguistics, code switching and regional variation. Understanding them helps you become better educators and create a more inclusive classroom environment. Code switching is a natural linguistic behavior where a person alternates between two or more languages or dialects within the same conversation. It's not a single confusion, but a skill that demonstrates a high level of competence. Example, a bilingual student might say, I went to the store to buy some pan. That's mean bread. I'm on your mom's side. Que chévere. That means how cool. This language allows them to express themselves more completely by combining both of their languages. As teachers, we must recognize these are valid forms of communication. On the other hand, regional variation refers to the difference in language that exists between different geographical areas, affecting vocabulary, pronunciation, and grammar. This difference gives rise to regional dialects. Example, in a classroom with a student from different regions, a student from the southern US may use the word y'all to refer to a group, while a student from the northeast might say, you boys, both terms mean the same thing and are correct within their respective dialects. It is crucial that as educators, we do not judge or correct students based on their dialect. Putting their speech could make them feel ashamed or inferior. In conclusion, understanding code switching and regional variation allows you to appreciate our student linguistic diversity. Thank you.
Good afternoon, teacher. The language use. The language use is the application of the language for the communicate and expressing meaning with a specific context. In a classroom, it involves the students and the teacher using language for instruction, discussion, and the body relation. It's important to understand the students' language use, include their home language, is crucial for motivate and facilitate learning by the connecting new context to their existing knowledge. Definition. The language use reference to the communicate meaning and the purpose of the language. Focus on the someone wants to say it and the social culture sending for their communication. And the teacher instruction at the class to take out your books is an example of the language use, specific to motivate and guide the learning process. The other is language style. The language style is the individual and the personal way of use of language. The principal characteristic is the word choice and expression which varied based on the social context audience of the communicated world. In the classroom, the student adapt the style to create a comfortable and understand learning environment. With the casual style of the dominant to facilitate students' interaction is crucial for the effective communication. The helping teacher to connect it with the students. The example is the colloquial style is a non-standardized form of the language.
In conclusion, linguistic variation reminds us that the language is never used in the same way by all learners. Factors such as age, gender, social backgrounds, and region all influence communication in the classroom. By being aware of these differences, we can create inclusive lessons that respect diversity and helps every student succeed in learning English. Thank you.